Before getting started in deploying your application via Laravel deployer, let me show you the setup that I have here. So I've got a local machine which can communicate to a server via SSH communication, and my Laravel application is in a GitHub repository. I also have a Laravel deploy.com domain which points to our server, and the Nginx configuration listens to that hostname and serves in the /var/www/laraveldeploy.com directory, which means that if I go onto laraveldeploy.com, it will actually serve this index.php file in this location. So now let's deploy our Laravel application instead of this. So let's go onto our application folder and start by requiring Laravel deployer. Next step, we need to create our configuration file via the php artisan deploy init command. It's going to ask us a bunch of questions. So first of all, yes, this is my repository URL. So I'm just going to click enter. Then the domain name is laraveldeployer.com. I will not use Laravel Forge for this demonstration. However, I do use PHP FPM in my Nginx configuration. So yes, I will want to reload that after each deployment. I use PHP 7.2. This is the right path for me to deploy in. I will not compile sets in this tutorial. Yes, I want to migrate, and no, I'm not using Horizon. So if you look at what changed, a new config/deploy PHP file was created. So let's have a look at this one quickly. Okay, so this is like a typical configuration file in Laravel. You can choose your deployment strategy here, create your own ones here, etc., etc. At the moment, let's just focus on trusting this file and deploying our Laravel application. So here we go, PHP artisan deploy. Okay, and it fails. And the reason why that fails is because when Laravel deployer starts, it will communicate from the local machine to the server, but it will also communicate from the server to our GitHub repository in order to clone that repository in a new release. So there needs to be a communication here, and something is not working. Most of the time what's not working is that it's the first time that your server actually connects to GitHub and GitHub has not been added to the known hosts. So in order to fix that, we need to add the git tty option, which will enable Laravel deployer to ask us if we want to add GitHub in our known hosts. So it's basically the same as we did before, so PHP artisan deploy, but we just add the option git tty equals true. And as you can see, instead of failing this time, it will actually open a new shell for us and ask us if we do want to add github.com in our known host. So yes. Okay, so whilst our deployment has been successful, you can see that the artisan migrate command has been skipped. And the reason why is because this is our first deployment and our production environment has not been created. So let's fix that. Let's go into our server by typing php artisan ssh. It's automatically going to cd into your current release. If I show the content of that directory, you can see that our application has been deployed properly and that the .env file is shared between releases. If we show the content of the .env file as expected, it is empty. So let's copy the .env.example. Let's also generate an encryption key, and we can now edit our .env file as we need. So I'm going to change our database settings. We can now exit the server and try again. Now that GitHub has already been added into our known host, we do not need to add the git tty option anymore. And we're all deployed. So now if I go onto laraveldeployer.com and I refresh, we will still see the same thing. And this is because Nginx is pointing to that directory and now needs to point into the /current/public directory. So if I go onto the server again and let's edit the laraveldeploy.com configuration, we just need to insert /current/public and save that. Now before testing that, we need to restart Nginx and reload PHP FPM. So now with any luck, if I go onto laraveldeploy.com and I refresh the page, here we go, our Laravel application is live. Let's just test the database quickly by trying to register a user, and it works. We're logged in.